students, we are studying the topic solid state. We know that any crystalline solid is made up of constituent particles. These particles may be atoms, they may be positive and negative ions, they may be only positive ions, or they may be molecules. In a crystalline solid, these particles are arranged in three-dimensional space. This arrangement of particles in three-dimensional space is known as packing of particles in crystal lattice. So in today's session, we are going to study about packing of particles in a crystal lattice. As I told you, different crystalline solids have different types of particles. To understand the packing, we are going to assume that the particles are atoms. We all know that atoms are spherical in shape. So the particles will be represented by the spheres. It is observed that in a crystalline solid, the constituent particles are arranged as close as possible, means they are closely packed. Closeness of the particles will maximize the interparticle attraction. Maximum the interparticle attraction, more stable will be the crystalline solid. Before understanding the packing of constituent particles, let us understand what do you mean by coordination number. When the particles gets arranged in three-dimensional space, a particular particle will be in contact with certain fixed number of neighboring particles. The number of neighboring particles or spheres that touch any given sphere is called its coordination number. The magnitude of coordination number measures how compactly the spheres are arranged in a closed packed structure. So I repeat again, magnitude of coordination number is the measure of compactness of sphere in closed packed structure. Larger the coordination number, closer are the spheres to each other. Closer the spheres, higher will be the interparticle attraction. Higher the interparticle attraction, higher will be the stability of the crystalline solid. These spheres will be arranged in three-dimensional space. We do not get the three-dimensional arrangement all of a sudden. We have to go step by step to get the three-dimensional arrangement. So, first the spheres will be arranged in one dimension, then the spheres will get arranged in two dimension, and finally they will get arranged in three dimension. In today's session, we will be studying how are we going to arrange the spheres in one dimension and two dimension. After the arrangement of the spheres, whatever structure we get, that will be called as close packed structure. The three-dimensional close packed structure can be understood only if you understand the one and two-dimensional arrangement of spheres. So let us see how the spheres gets arranged in one dimension. Means we are going to study first close packing in one dimension. When I want to arrange the sphere in one dimension, what do? Take the spheres and arrange them in a particular row so that the spheres touch each other. If I arrange the spheres in one dimension, then how would they look like? They would look in this manner. So this is nothing but close packing in one dimension. Except the terminal spheres, all the non-terminal spheres which are more in number, they are in direct contact with two other neighboring spheres. So we say that the coordination number in this arrangement is 2. Now I have arranged the spheres in one dimension. Now this one-dimensional arrangement has to be converted into two-dimensional arrangement. In this arrangement, all the spheres are in a line. They are found to be linear. So one-dimensional close packing is also called as linear close packing. Now let us see how do we arrange the spheres in two dimensions. Means now we are going to study close packing in two dimension. A close packing in two dimension, which is also called as planar packing or planar structure. How do we get it? Take the rows of the spheres and arrange them one above the other or stack them one above the other so that they are in contact with each other. This stacking can be done in two ways. Number one, square close packing, and number two, hexagonal close packing. First, let us see how to get the close packing of spheres in two dimension, which will be resulting in square close packing. What I will do is, one-dimensional row of close packed spheres I will take and I will go on stacking them one over the other. While stacking these rows, I will take care that all the spheres align themselves vertically as well as horizontally. Suppose the first row is labeled as A, then the second row will be identical to the first row, so the second row also will be labeled as A. Please see here. The base layer is the first layer. Above it is the second layer. Above it is the third. And finally, the topmost layer is the fourth layer. If you observe the spheres of these four layers, then every sphere is aligned horizontally as well as vertically. So every layer will be labeled as A because the first layer has been labeled as A. Since all the four layers are A, this arrangement is called as A type of two-dimensional arrangement. Now you select any sphere and see how many neighboring spheres touch this particular sphere. From the figure it is clear that every sphere is in contact with four other spheres. So the coordination number in this type of arrangement is 4. Now if I join the center of the four closest neighbors by a line, then you get a square. Since I get a square, this type of two-dimensional packing is called as square close packing. So this is how you get the first type of two-dimensional packing, that is square close packing. Now let us see how to get a hexagonal close packing. Now if you consider any one-dimensional row, then you observe that between the neighboring spheres there is a depression. Now what am I going to do? I will take the first layer. On it I will stack the second row. How? While stacking or while arranging the second row, I will take care that the sphere of the second row fits into the depression of the first row. As a result of this, I get a staggered arrangement. What do I get? I get a staggered arrangement. Suppose the first row I label it as A, then the second row will not be identical to the first row. It will be different. So the second row will be labeled or will be called as B. Now I have to arrange the third row. I have to stack the third row. I will place the third row again in a staggered manner. Means what I will do? The sphere of the third row will fit into the depression of the second row spheres. As a result of this, what happens? The third layer, that is the third row, and the first row, they become identical. First row is called as A. Third row is identical to the first row, so it will be also labeled as A. Now, again I will arrange the fourth row in a staggered manner. That means the sphere of the fourth row will fit into the depression of the third row. And because of this, the fourth row becomes identical to the second row. Second row is labeled as B. So the fourth row will also be labeled as B. How would this look like? It will look in this way. The bottom layer is A. See the second layer. It is not identical to the first, so it is B. See the third row and the first row, they are identical, so third is A. Fourth and second row are identical, so it is B. That means in this type of packing, every alternate row is similar. So this type of two-dimensional arrangement is called as AB type of arrangement. If you carefully see, in this arrangement, a particular sphere touches 6 closest sphere. So the coordination number of this arrangement is 6. Take these 6 neighboring spheres, join their centers. You get a hexagon. So this arrangement is also known as two-dimensional hexagonal close packing. Now whether it is a square close packing or hexagonal close packing, in between the spheres you have some empty space. This empty space is called as void space. Now let us compare the void space in square close packing and hexagonal close packing, and then let us see what conclusion is drawn from the observation. So voids, that is empty space in two-dimensional close packing. Let us consider square close packing first. It looks in this way. The free space or the void space, if you observe carefully, it has a shape of a square. So these voids are called as square voids. Here the coordination number is 4 in square close packing. Please remember these 2 points. The same 2 points we will compare with hexagonal close packing. Hexagonal close packing looks in this way. The free space or the voids are found to be triangular in shape. So these voids are called as triangular voids. If you carefully observe, you have 2 types of triangular voids. Apex of the triangular voids in alternate rows points upward and downwards. This point is a very important point. It has lot of weightage in the 3-dimensional packing, so please keep this point in mind properly, which will help you to understand the 3-dimensional packing. In this packing, that is hexagonal close packing, what is the coordination number? 6. Now suppose I take a square and I take a triangle having the same side length. Then we know that area of square is greater than area of a triangle. So the conclusion drawn is, as compared to square close packing, hexagonal close packing has higher coordination number and lesser free space. So more compact arrangement is in hexagonal close packing. So more stable arrangement is hexagonal close packing. So the final conclusion drawn is hexagonal close packing is more efficient packing of spheres. So this is how we arrange the spheres in 2 dimension. Now in the next session, we will be studying how to arrange the spheres in 3 dimension.
Thank you. Please like, comment and subscribe for the further videos.